Topic 24, Latent and Manifest Function by Robert Merton. Merton explained that every social practice has both manifest consequences, which are intended, and latent consequences, which are unintended. This distinction helps sociology uncover hidden meanings behind institutions. Robert Merton was an American sociologist. He refined functionalism by introducing concepts like manifest and latent functions, role set, anomy, and the idea of middle range theory. In his book Social Theory and Social Structure, published in 1949, Merton moved away from the rigid assumptions of earlier functionalists like Malinowski and Radcliffe Brown. He introduced the distinction between manifest and latent functions. Manifest functions are intended, explicit, and recognized outcomes. For example, the manifest function of examinations is to test knowledge and certify competence. Latent functions are unintended, hidden, and often unrecognized consequences that still contribute to social order. For example, examinations also legitimize inequality and maintain hierarchy by ranking students. Why important? Merton showed that latent functions explain why practices that may appear irrational or immoral, such as corruption, continue to persist in society. They serve hidden purposes beyond surface appearances. Example, corruption. Corruption looks dysfunctional on the surface, but latently it can act as a safety valve, offering mobility to those excluded from formal opportunities. This helps maintain systemic stability. By distinguishing manifest from latent functions, Merton expanded sociology's scope. Institutions endure not only for their visible purposes, but also for their hidden roles. What, according to Merton, is the difference between unanticipated consequences and latent functions? UPSC 2019 10 marks. Merton explained that unanticipated consequences include all unforeseen outcomes. That is, they may be functional, dysfunctional, or irrelevant in nature, whereas latent functions are a subset of these unintended but functional for society. For example, examinations cause stress. Now, this is an unanticipated consequence, but they also reinforce hierarchy, which is a latent function. Analyze the manifest and latent functions of security of tenure of the bureaucrats in the light of Merton's theory, UPSC 2016 question, a 20 marker. So, manifest functions, they include that it protects officers from political interference, ensures stability and continuity in governance, also encourages neutrality in administration. Whereas latent functions are that it builds bureaucratic solidarity and a collective identity, creates a sense of long term security, encouraging officers to plan for the future, may indirectly strengthen the autonomy of bureaucracy as an institution. Using Merton's concepts of manifest and latent functions, explain the persistence of corruption in Indian society. UPSC 2014 20 marks question. Manifestly, corruption is dysfunctional. It undermines fairness and governance. But what are the latent functions? It provides alternatives means of success when legitimate routes are blocked, link with Merton's train theory, acts as a safety valve reducing frustration, creates informal networks of reciprocity and patronage that stabilize the system. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the Armchair Sociologist for more sociology revision content.